Welcome to the first episode of Hall of Justice in 2016. Happy New Year, because it's only, a little over a week in. So for today, I'm going to do the traditional New Year thing where we talk about, what we're looking forward to in 2016. And for today, specifically, I'm going to focus on League of Legends. There's a lot of good stuff coming up, a lot of things that I really am legitimately excited about. So I want to talk a little bit about that and kind of what it might mean for the game moving forward. So let's get started. First, on the esports side of things, both the European and North American LCS being completely shaken up, more new teams entering all at once than ever before, some coming from the promotion tournament, some because some old teams sold their LCS spots. And if Team Impulse and Elements had been successful in selling their spots, it would have been two more new teams coming in. So a lot of new stuff, players moving all over the place, just craziness. Super excited to see how that plays out. It's probably harder than ever before to really predict who the best teams are, or even like top five. With that said, I did attempt to do just that. So if you haven't yet, check out my preseason power rankings. They are on 1010hammer.com. I'm really going to be interested to see exactly how it all plays out with the new players, changing teams, moving all over. It's going to be great. Plus, in the summer split, we're going to get a format change. North America is going to best of 3. Europe is going to best of 2. You can feel free to debate which format you like better, but the point is at least the LCS is no longer going to be a best of 1 format, which a lot of people have pointed to being at least part of the reason why Western teams have been behind the other teams when it comes to international competition, because they just don't have the experience needed to compete in a long set, because the only times they ever did were in playoffs. So now, starting in summer split, regular season is no longer going to be best of 1. Really like that change. It should be good for everybody. So moving on to the more casual player side, or just the general player base, not just competitive. In just regular League of Legends, the first thing I want to talk about is, with the new season, is going to come dynamic queue, which means for ranked play, you no longer have to queue up as only by yourself or with one other person. You can queue up with any number of people up to 5. The system will then match you with another team that has the same number of people in a pre-made party. There are positives and negatives to this system. Overall, I'm not entirely sure how I feel. I know that Heroes of the Storm actually started doing that and then switched over to the only solo or duo system because they didn't like the way that the dynamic queue was working. It's going to be interesting to see how it works in League, perhaps with a larger player base and just a better, at least for the time being, matchmaking system. Heroes is working on their matchmaking system, so it should be fine with time. But for right now, Leagues, is probably in a better state. Maybe it'll work out. There's certainly advantages and disadvantages. My personal opinion, if you want to take advantage of it, my recommendation is 3 people. You have the majority of the team, but it's enough people in the game that are just doing their own thing, that are should be individuals, the 2 on your team and then 2 on the other team, that you can still take advantage of a little bit of the chaos that that solo queue breeds, so to speak, so that you can do that. If you want to do 5, just play ranked 5s. There's no difference. I mean, I guess it doesn't affect your, at this point, I'm gonna use air quotes, which I don't normally, but solo queue ranking. It's not solo queue if you're playing with 5. But if that's your cup of tea, go for it. But that's my recommendation. If you just want to climb, find 2 people you can trust, that you work well with, that you play pretty well. 3 people. That's my suggestion for you. So how are we going to use that dynamic queue? Well, it's going to come about with a new champion select system. I got a chance to test it on the PBE. It's really nice. It's really nice. I love the new champion select. It's visually very appealing, but the system itself is really fantastic. You know what your team is planning on doing. You're never going to get stuck with a role that you just can't play or whatever, because you pick 2 roles, and you're going to get one of those 2 roles. Absolutely fantastic. You get to sort of pre-select champions. It doesn't automatically lock in, but it shows your team what you want to play. So it makes it easier for everyone to kind of put a team comp together. This is not going to be a perfect system that completely eliminates all conflict, but what it should eliminate is the good old mitter feed thing, or oh, I didn't get the role or champion I wanted, so I'm just going to troll, or okay, whatever. All of that should be pretty much out the window. Obviously, if trolls want to, they're going to troll, but it should get rid of a lot of the people who just got upset because of the way Champ Select went and they didn't get the role they wanted, that kind of thing. Really looking forward to it. Should make things a lot better. So, if we have a new champion select, well, better have some new champions. The next one that's coming out, they've been hyping it up now. We should be pretty close to getting the details on it. We don't know for sure what the name is. It could be Jin, could be Deadeye. Not sure exactly. But it looks really, really cool. Some of the things that some writers have said on Reddit about the champion just seems really twisted. The voiceover is amazing. The gameplay is going to be pretty different than anything we've seen before. I'm really excited to see what this champion actually does. Plus, we're going to have more champion reworks down the line. I believe Tarek is the next one, and it's needed. Like that champion is showing his age. With any rework, you always run the risk of alienating the devoted fans of that champion. We saw the backlash when the Fiora rework was first shown, specifically visually. And I agreed that the new visuals weren't quite right, and they actually ended up changing them because of people, they did a whole blog on it, actually, about how the way that Riot saw the champions defining features, those were not the same defining features that the community felt were. So it was really good to see that they, went back and did something with it. So I'm excited to see what happens. But yeah, again, you do risk alienating the player base. For me, I've always loved Quinn. Always kind of hated the fact that she wasn't very good. I love her rework. It's still Quinn. A lot of it is still the same, but it's enough that it's actually playable. It's good. Some people say overpowered. I don't know that I'd go that far, but she's actually a legitimate champion now. You can play her even as an ADC, which honestly you really should not have done before. But there's apparently still people that hate her rework. I have no idea why personally, but apparently they're there. So whenever we rework a champion, you're always going to have people that like it, people that don't like it. But in the end, I feel the way they've been doing them, they're better for the game. So I'm excited to see how that goes. Those are really some of the main things I'm looking forward to. There's things that we definitely still need that we don't know if we're getting even this year, or I guess at all. Desperately need a new client. That, I believe, should be priority number one as far as large things in the works. We need, obviously, a replay system that's way overdue. There's some smaller things, too. The game is certainly not perfect. No game is. But, for all the things that it's missing, and that I hope they are working on because they're needed, there's so much coming that I'm excited about, so much coming that I think is just going to keep making the game better and better. And there is a reason why League of Legends has stayed on the forefront of esports, has been the premier esport, and has been just the most played game in the world, even for those who don't care about competitive play. There's a really good reason for that, and it's because Riot just keeps working to do things. They're not perfect. Nobody is. Sometimes they frustrate us with the things they do or don't do, but overall, they've really shown themselves to be a fantastic company. Their game is amazing, and I can't wait to see what comes next. So that's it for me for today. Is there anything you guys are looking forward to, League of Legends or otherwise? Definitely throw them in the comments below. I'm always interested to see what you're thinking, and that'll wrap it up for now. So until next time.